We have a new president. I'm sorry, let me correct that. Y'all have a new president. I'm not claiming that. So, y'all have a new president. Trump will be sworn in on what, the 20th? But the inauguration was on January 6th. And I'm just going to say, prepare for all hell to break loose. Actually, we didn't even have to wait for his inauguration. According to the Washington Post, Trump and his team has threatened trade wars with both of the United States' closest neighbors and mused about taking over Greenland, blustered about bringing the Panama Canal back under American control, and suggested making Canada the 51st state. I saw all of this actually while I was getting my hair done, scrolling across CNN. Yeah, yeah. Now, according to NBC News, Trump suggested force to gain control of the Panama Canal and Greenland and economic force to acquire Canada. During a freewheeling news conference at his Mar-a-Lago resort in Florida, Trump was asked by a reporter if he could assure the public that he would not use military coercion against Panama and Greenland, a goal he has floated in recent weeks. No, I can't assure you on either of those two, but I can say this. We need them for economic security, Trump said. He said later that he would not use military force against Canada, only economic force. You heard me correctly. Military coercion, only if necessary, except for Canada. They would get economic force. He continues, that would really be something, he said, of the United States taking control of Canada. You get rid of that artificially drawn line and you take a look at what that looks like, and it would also be much better for national security, he said. They're great, but we're spending hundreds of billions here to protect it. Trump said that the subsidies included substantial military support and that the United States loses out through trade deficits. Trump emphasized his desire to take ownership of Greenland, the semi-autonomous Danish territory where the United States maintains its northernmost airbase. For purposes of national security and freedom throughout the world, the United States of America feels that the ownership and control of Greenland is absolute necessity, Trump wrote on his social media network, Truth Social. Now, the idea originally came from Ronald Lauder, an heir to the Estee Lauder Cosmetics fortune. The island's strategic importance has been a long-standing issue in U.S. foreign policy, and rumor has it that Russia and China have made efforts to gain a foothold in the resource-rich island. In a separate series of social media posts, Trump escalated his threats to retake control of the Panama Canal, accusing Panama of ripping off the United States with high shipping rates and allowing Chinese soldiers to operate the waterways. Claims that Panama President Jose Raul Mulino denied. Trump's obsession with the Panama Canal is long-standing, according to John Freely, who served as Trump's ambassador to Panama. Trump felt that President Jimmy Carter made a historic mistake by signing two treaties that relinquished American control over the canal. He feels that the U.S. is the rightful owner of the canal. Now, when I first saw this scrolling across CNN while I'm getting my hair did, right? I laughed. I did. I'm like, I'm sorry, you can't just take a country. But then I remembered That's what we used to do. We used to just take countries. We're a colonial power. I think people forget we have territories. We have colonies. Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, Guam, and more. We have tried to annex Cuba. Hawaii was a colony before it became a state. We tried to take all of Mexico, not just what became California, Nevada, Colorado. Not we tried to take it all, right? We just took countries. So why should I be surprised that Trump is like, I want you, I want you, I want you? Trump's expansionist rhetoric harks back to a time when a state's power was defined by the land it controlled, rather than the more diffuse forms of influence: military, economic, cultural, and diplomatic. The U.S. presidents have pursued since the conclusion of World War II, said Daniel Emawar, a Northwestern University history professor and author of How to Hide an Empire, a history of American imperialism. And somebody else compared him to Woodrow Wilson. They said that Wilson, after the Treaty of Versailles, stayed out of European business, but set about trying to take over countries. Just taking over countries. Nobody should want to be compared to Woodrow Wilson. He was not a good president. Just a reminder that I am raising money for rent for March. Some things fell through. Other things are taking longer to come together than I would like. That's okay. Things will work out the way they're supposed to work out. So go ahead and click on my Linktree link. See if there are any blankets you would like to purchase, any lectures you would like to attend, and of course, I do have a GoFundMe. I appreciate any support, even if it's moral support. Thank you in advance.